So in the last talk, we saw what activities we have to do in the response phase. Response phase, the main activities are to look after those who are injured. And secondly, we have to remove the dead and look after the dead also. But basically we are doing rescue, first aid, then we do triage, which we have discussed in detail, and then we have to, there is another term is there, tagging, which you can read in the notes or from book. And then we have to evacuate to the nearest facility, the hospital facility for definite treatment. Now once we have taken care of injured and dead, then what to do about the rest of the population? Think of an earthquake in a big city. It has damaged 30% of houses. The government or the people are saying that there will be aftershocks. So we can't go and stay in the homes. Water supply is damaged. The sewage system is damaged. The primary health centers and hospitals are damaged. Electricity supply is damaged. The communication is damaged. So a big earthquake will cause a lot of damage. And in these type of situations, we have to provide relief. To learn relief, the best is to look at what sometimes we see in large bhandaras. The religious sects, a lot of religious sects, they arrange bhandaras in which people from all over India or all over state and come and stay there. And they make temporary arrangements for their stay, food, water, sanitation, entertainment, communication, and also some meditation and religious, their own functions. That type of arrangements we have to make. So the challenges in relief phase is of communicable diseases. Why communicable diseases? Why the communicable disease will occur? Because of various factors. Water supply is damaged, the sanitation is not there, the animals have died, animals have been displaced, huge population has been displaced from their homes, there is overcrowding in where they are staying, the nutrition is compromised, the people are exposed to cold and heat, the immunization services, the medical services starts failing. So under these circumstances, why not? The water collects at various places, so the vectors start, mosquitoes and flies and other vectors, they come into play. So under these circumstances, naturally the communicable diseases will occur. Here in relief phase, the importance of public health is more. In response phase, it is the hospital roles are more. But in relief phase, the public health or community health person, his role comes into play. First is water supply. So water supply, we have to ensure, we should think of a scenario in which the piped water supply is not there. So what we will do? Whatever water source is there, the safest water source is there, the water collection is there, I will protect it so that it is not misused by people. The people don't go and defecate it in its in the sides. Animals do not drink from. So I will protect that water body and pull out the water and do whatever I can do, whatever best I can do. If I can do sedimentation, I will do sedimentation. And if I have filtration facilities, because of rapid filters are there on machines, so rapid filtration will be done, and then I can chlorinate, and under these circumstances we super chlorinate. The sewage has to be disposed of. There are 1,000 and 50,000 people who are staying in a camp and they are defecating. So in this type of situations, we have to go for dug well latrines, which we will read in environment, or you must have read, and there will be water seal over it. So water seal over a dug well is a good temporary arrangements in these type of temporary camps where large population is there. We have to make arrangements for their rest, coverage, tents are there, or we can occupy schools or churches or gurudwaras and temples and these type of buildings which are available where people can stay and survive. Nutrition we have to provide. And in nutrition we have to remember that people or the age groups or who are at a higher risk, that is the children, infants, children, pregnant women, lactating women, and elderly, their nutrition takes over priority. The second point which can be there in these circumstances, we are not much worried about proteins and fats. Our aim is to provide sufficient calories. Then comes the vector control. Vector control, because there is we cannot go for integrated vector control which we have studied or we will study. The best short-term measure are chemicals. So use of chemicals, that is anti-larval measures and anti-adult measures, anti-fly measures, anti-rodent measures. These type of measures based on chemicals are which provide us to cover our acute problems. The important question in your examination, especially in Viva, will be asked, what about vaccination? Remember, don't get tempted by examiner giving you hints that should we give this vaccine. The answer is no. We will not recommend any vaccination during this phase because of various factors. Because we are short of manpower. If I start putting my whatever health workers are there in vaccination, then my total welfare, this manpower will be utilized for vaccination. Vaccinations are disease specific. So if I give cholera vaccine, I will be protected against cholera, say 60%, 70%, 80%, depending upon the efficacy of vaccine. But I will get E. coli infection and amoebiasis and shigellosis. So diarrhea I will still get. And similarly, respiratory infections, I can protect only 2-3 measles I can protect, mumps I can protect, German measles I can protect, diphtheria I can protect, but there are various other viruses which will cause respiratory infection. So don't get tempted by any situation which says that vaccination should be given. The answer is vaccination will not be given, except in people who are injured, where I will give tetanus toxoid boosters depending upon his status. So vaccination is a big no. I have to provide some sort of primary health or comprehensive health services, whatever extent I can. Next time I wanted to finish it in this lecture only, on this session only, but I think I will go for another session in which I will discuss the disaster mitigation phase and disaster preparedness phase, and with that we will finish our chapter on disaster. So what we are doing is we are doing 30 minutes of session, and you should be able to cover disaster in about 3 hours max. One day study, I will say. Thank you.